going to be talking about the trending saga between the VeryDarkMan VDM and BLORD, who is a tech millionaire or billionaire. Now, I would like to talk about the iPhone 17 Pro Max or iPhone 17 series that is actually trending, which people are always all talking about. Now, recently, iPhone launched the iPhone 17 series, most especially the 17 Pro and the 17 Pro Max, and a whole lot of people have been eager to own one of these iPhones. So recently, BLORD, who is a tech guru, came out to say that he has the iPhone 17 Pro Max for whosoever that is interested, and is going for 430,000 naira, which is too hard to believe by a lot of people. That how can you get iPhone 17 Pro Max for that amount? And while people are all thinking of ordering or getting some, all of a sudden VDM, VeryDarkMan, who is actually in China, got the because he already knows about the updates. Then all of a sudden he cast the update whereby he lets people know that this iPhone 17 Pro Max or 17 Pro, which you people are thinking of getting for 450,000, is actually not a real iPhone 17 Pro Max. So what I'm going to be doing in this video, I'm going to expand or expatiate this whole thing for whosoever that is watching to really understand what is actually going on. And I'm going to explain why this remodified phone is actually moving and why I think you shouldn't buy this phone. I'm going to explain all that in this video. So if you're just coming across this channel, or this page, make sure you give it a like, share, and follow this page. Now, this is something that has been going on long ago. Now, I'm going to be explaining some things for everyone to really understand what is actually going on. Now, they said that this phone is actually iPhone SR but modified to iPhone 17 Pro Max or 17 Pro. Now, I'll explain what they actually did on this smartphone. What they did was that now, if you buy this phone with the recent iOS 26 that came out, once you buy this phone, don't expect to get iOS 26, because now what they did was that they got, once you get, that's the frame, the housing of an iPhone 17 Pro Max, you can now get the motherboard of an iPhone SR. And when you look at it, iPhone SR, when you look at the phones that are able to use the iOS 26, you see that iPhone SR is actually not part of it. Now, like they had taken iPhone, let's say 12 Pro Max or 14 Pro Max or something higher, we modify it to be iPhone 17 Pro Max, it would have been better, because with those particular motherboards, with those particular engine, it can be able to take the iOS 26, because with that you'll be able to use all the features. Now, it doesn't mean that the phone is actually not that good. Now, you are using an iPhone SR engine, an iPhone SR motherboard, but with an housing, that's with a frame of iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now, the phone will look like an iPhone 17 when people see it in your hand, but when you operate this phone, when you go through the features and everything, you are not actually using iPhone 17 Pro Max. You are using an iPhone SR, because not that you can't make call, you do the airdrop, the usual airdrop and everything. But when you're talking of new updates, latest updates, you won't be able to get these things on this remodified iPhone 17. Now, I'm going to be showing you how these motherboards of this phone, and I believe if you're a technician, or if there's any mobile technician out there, they can testify that all these things has already been going on, because there are some phones that you can remodify it. You can move the board to a different housing, a different phone, for it to look like that particular phone. All these things has been going on, but this is just an update because a whole lot of people are eager to use the iPhone 17 Pro. So that is actually what they do. They just move, and they used, and I don't know why they actually did that. I think looking at the iPhone SR board and iPhone 17 Pro Max motherboard, you see that they actually don't fit in, but there's a way they can be able to construct the housing of the phone to be able to fit in the motherboard and the camera and everything, for it to actually look like an iPhone 17 Pro Max. So that is actually what they did on this thing. So when you're using that particular phone, you do the usual airdrop and make your call and do everything, which you can actually use your iPhone to do. But it can't be able to take iOS 26, which is actually one of the latest updates, and the other features that is actually on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. There is a little limitation on these things, but it doesn't mean that the phone doesn't work. So indirectly, you are using an iPhone SR with a box or a conco or an housing of iPhone 17 Pro Max. That's just how it looks like. So you can see that each motherboard looks different. So they just redefine the housing to look like an iPhone 17 Pro Max. So whenever you see someone holding an iPhone 17 Pro Max or an iPhone 17 Pro, is not all iPhone 17 Pro Max that is actually iPhone 17 Pro Max. That's just what you need to know about this whole thing. So these are just normal updates which technicians have been doing long ago, but this particular one, it also helps people that can't be able to afford the iPhone 17 Pro Max to be able to now be able to use something similar, but that doesn't mean that that is actually an iPhone 17 Pro Max you're using. But I just hope BLORD and VDM actually resolve whatsoever that is actually going on between these two people. But this itself opened our eyes on business opportunities. If you're a businessman, you can be able to tap into these opportunities, and whenever there's a new update or a new smartphone, you can be able to do what? If you have contact with these Chinese, you can be able to get a remodified phone for those that just want to show up. For those that just want to show up, so you can be able to get these things into the market and make your money fast, and that's it before the whole thing is casted. So that's just all about the iPhone 17 Pro Max saga between the BLORD and VDM. So if you find this video interesting, make sure to give it a follow or subscribe, and like and share this video for others to actually get to know much about this whole thing that is going on. So thank you for watching. Stay blessed.